There's been a huge development in Mumbai. Former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. It's breaking right here on the right stand. Big news coming through. Ex-Mumbai top cop Sanjay Pandey, after interrogation, has been arrested. Now, we are given to understand he's been arrested in the entire NSE phone tapping scam. Sanjay Pandey had created his own enterprise and he was running an operation where anybody and everybody working in the NSE, their phones were being tapped into, and this was being done illegally. And in this scam, despite him going back into getting into politics or coming back into IPS service, this firm continued to operate in his family members' name. Now he's been arrested. Ashish Maharishi joining us with more details. Yes, Ashish.
So, Anand, he has been arrested. He was questioned by the Enforcement Directorate today. But my sources in the Enforcement Directorate tell me that Sanjay Pandey was evasive during questioning, and that is why he has been arrested under various sections of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Now, here, the findings of the Enforcement Directorate is that, and in fact, we already know there is a CBI case as well, and only after that the Enforcement Directorate registered a PMLA case. The findings is basically that during the tenure of Chitra Ramakrishnan and you remember there are other people also who are basically being investigated in the phone tapping scam. A company, which was basically operational at that point in time. The company was basically hired for cyber forensics, or you could say, it was basically in disguise. A contract was done basically to look into the cyber functioning of National Stock Exchange. But ultimately, the job that was done was basically of phone tapping. There were various instruments that have been found during searches. They have been able to find servers where recordings have been made. So the Enforcement Directorate is in full evidence. They have full evidence against Sanjay Pandey. We all know there is a political twist to the story. Reason being that Sanjay Pandey, when he came in, if you remember that Sanjay Pandey, when he became the police commissioner of Mumbai, there were various actions that were expected against certain employees of the Enforcement Directorate and other individuals as well. But then again, since the government is no longer there, Sanjay Pandey got retired. And as we see, that Sanjay Pandey, the former top cop of Maharashtra, he stands arrested as of now by the Enforcement
Ashish,
Directorate.
what happens next? And has Sanjay Pandey used his abilities of his company beyond the NSE? Has he used this even when he was perhaps the top cop of Mumbai?
So, difficult to say as of now. It is still being investigated. Too early to comment as of now. To whether, the equipment that was used has been utilized beyond National Stock Exchange or not. But there is enough evidence to prove that the phone tapping was happening inside National Stock Exchange, which is in violation of the Telegraph Act. The Telegraph Act very clearly says that in case of any phone tapping that needs to be done, you need permission from the Ministry of Home Affairs, whether it is internal or it is external. But here, the services and the equipment of a company which was allegedly owned by Sanjay Pandey, and later when he got back into the IPS, he transferred the assets of that company into the name of his family members, and it continued for a very long time. If you see, even during the remand paper of Chitra Ramakrishnan, it very clearly says that phone tapping in National Stock Exchange has been happening for a very long time. So certainly a big news break as of now, because a former top cop of Mumbai, he stands arrested as of now by the Enforcement Directorate.
Right. Thank you for your inputs, Ashish Maharishi. Big development this. Former Mumbai top cop arrested by the Enforcement Directorate for being evasive in his answers in the entire phone tapping matter. This is the big development that has happened. Let's go back to our debate.